My name is Rodrigo Martinson. I'm an operator here at the BRICK4U, and we do pavers. So everything started when the pandemic hit, right? And then everybody was home that time, and we were pretty much obligated, if if you understand, to stay home, right? But that creates a possibility to us serving people at home with some home project like pavers, patios, sidewalks, fire pits, fireplaces, because people were staying more home than before. So that's how BRICK4U started, offering service to people that decide to stay more home, or not decide, but they were obligated to stay more home. So they decide to do a lot of improvements to their backyards. So that's how we got into the business, right? In the midst of pandemic. So my wife started that business, and I was there to help her as much as I could. And she was the CEO of the company, if you will. And but something happened to our life. Something very good happened to our lives. We got a beautiful baby, and now she no longer can stay focused 100% on the business, because she take care of our wonderful baby. We realized that she could not handle the business anymore, right? So we need some help. And he hired someone on the spot without knowing that the person is capable of doing what we need to be. It's going to be a little bit complicated for us. Then we discover this amazing service through social media, believe it or not. and we got in contact with amazing people that help us understand our needs and create the scripts for these phone calls, because part of the whole business is to contact the customers when they want to connect with us. And this is a very time-consuming task when you have just a family business, right? You need to hire like a person just to do that. That's what my wife was doing back then, calling every day, and all the customers that put the information on our website. But now her time was limited because she was busy taking care of our child. So Smith.ai step in this our process and help us get our workflow back on gears, because now they are handling all the calls and everything else that we need to stay connected with our customers. The process is very straightforward for us. As soon as Smith.ai got our lead and start contacting, they set up an appointment so we can do some estimates, right? We have a couple of salespeople that work for us. So as soon as we got the lead, that lead is transferred to our sales team, and they got a hold with the customers to do some estimates regarding the patios, driveways, and sidewalks. Sometimes, even though a customer wants to do a job, sometimes we could not contact them, right? And we, of course, my wife was called then a couple of times during one day. And after that, another lead showed up, then we're going to call that and forgot about that one, right? So we didn't have any process to keep trying to connect them. And that's what I found out. If Smith.ai was able to convert just one extra lead for us, just one, that will pay for the whole service, right? And imagine how many leads was converted just because the Smith.ai was able to go to the extra mile that we couldn't. So sometimes we see that the customer was converted on the last call. Then if it was this was our responsibility. We never got able to got that, and we convert that client is a big win for us. The majority of customers that we have is our homeowners, right? That need some, they want to do some project in the backyard or something like that, or they need to do some repairs as well, right? Especially here in Florida, a lot of construction is built on bricks, right? So that's why we got that name BRICK4U. In the beginning was a little bit terrifying, to be honest, because we were handing to a third-party company our customers, right? So in other words, Smith.ai represent us on the first connection with our customers. So if for some reason Smith.ai was not able to deliver a good service, we're going to end up losing customers. But what's happening now is a totally opposite. We gain more customers. I believe in the beginning was more like how they going to be confident enough to convince our customers to set up an appointment, right? And then we experienced ourselves, oh, okay, we have this company, maybe they have contacted multiple companies at the same time. So we have to be professional enough in order to set up an appointment, right? And to really convert a client into to be visit, right? So normally that happens in the first couple of 30 seconds on our conversation, because as we experience ourselves, we receive a bunch of calls every single day, and we don't want those calls most of the time. So when you have a professional doing that, you see an increase of converting, because people are more confident than sometimes than yourself to do that. One specific point I want to make is sometimes we feel that we are wasting our time with the phone, right? And when you have that part of your, everyday task removed from your plate, you feel way more important in a sense, because you're not having that mundane but important task, but you're focusing into what you're best, not talking, to the customers or wasting time, people not answering your call. So I believe it was a big win in that. I believe you should be focused more when you're best of doing it, right? If you're not a person that wants to stay with your phone 24/7, right? And that's not things you're supposed to do. You should be focused on what are you good at, right? And make just phone calls is might be the best thing that you could do. Maybe you're doing bricks or doing painting or, cutting the grass. Maybe that's your thing. So you should be focused on doing that, not wasting your time talking to the customer. This is a bad thing, but you should be focused more on your job, right? Let the other professionals handle that for you. The same reason why people hire you to do the things is not because they can do it, just because they're not good at it. Everything was able to be seamlessly integrated to our CRM. So this was a big win. Instead of looking to emails or a different system, I was looking inside of my own system that we already have, and all the information is about the calls and all the appointments already there. So it makes the whole process easier. I wasn't expecting that. You should invest in tools and services that are gonna try to remove you from doing things that you're not gonna be profitable if you do that. So you should be focused more on the things that are gonna make you the most money, right? So if you have a service that can step in your daily operation and that are gonna free you time, I definitely recommend you do that.